Okay, well, it's really great, guys, today because we have the lovely Holly Rogers with us, who is a lovely ex-member of the Unleashed family, but still a member of the family, really, even though she doesn't come anymore. But the reason why she's here is because obviously this is week 7 of the Unleashed Rehab interviews. And Holly, it's great having you here because you joined Unleashed about 5 years ago, but you haven't been for a while because you've really got everything together and you're working now. Holly, tell us a little about yourself, what you're doing now, and then we'll talk about the old days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, what am I doing now? So right now I'm working at the local alcohol service. I work for Walnut Lodge. And there was a big, long journey to get to that point, but I'm been clean for nearly 5 years. I'm in a great relationship. I'm driving a car around. I got the job, I got the house, I got the car, I've got the potential family in the pipeline. So yeah, things can be better.
Holly, it's just so fab to see you and to hear you, because I mean, obviously you joined us, my goodness, about 5 years ago, which was sort of near at the beginning of your recovery, wasn't it, really? And we did that. Do you remember with that gnomes thing all about refugees, gnoming away? And you were involved with that when we went to the Grow Fest festival. And then, of course, you were involved with Dan. Look, there you are. Black comedy.
God.
You were so fab in that. You were so fab in that with the terrible,
it was fun.
Terrible 60s blonde wig, but
Awful.
Oh
so
my
bad.
God. So brilliant. So listen, tell us, Holly, a little bit. Tell our guys, because there's quite a few new people who don't even know who you are. I mean, there's still some of the old timers, which is fab. But tell us about how you got involved with Unleashed and what it meant to you in terms of your recovery and what you were like when you arrived.
Okay, well, when I got here to Torquay, I came from Hampshire, in Surrey. No, it isn't Surrey, it's in Hampshire. And yeah, I went into Jattis. It's the second time I've been into Jattis, so I didn't get it the first time. I came in the second time a little bit more willing to do what I was told. And part of that was, they asked us to get involved with some stuff, other than just sitting around doing the bit of chores that we had to do and doing groups, and I was up for it. I wanted to do whatever I could. And so when I found out about Unleashed, I wouldn't say I'm a drama student, but I did do performing arts in school. I got a GMVQ in it, which helped me get my 4+ GCSEs. And I love singing, I love dancing, I love acting, but I've got a bit of stage fright. So I get a bit nervous. I'm nervous now, I just not too great with the spotlight on me. So I just thought, what, a community drama group would be perfect for me because there's no pressure. And if I want to be part of something, then I can choose to be. But otherwise, it's a bit of fun. And that's really why I came to you guys, because I wanted a bit of fun, because recovery doesn't always have to be super serious.
No.
It is serious, For me, it was a matter of life and death. I came here at 5.5 stone, looking like I was about to sort of, snap in the wind. And, I was really quite helpless. You
were very poorly when you came to us.
I was poorly. I was very, very poorly. And, off the back of stopping using, I did develop another condition. I suffer with chronic migraine now, which is an everyday thing. So that's, I really needed something to be positive and fun, something I looked forward to. I did look forward to going to meetings and being in the house, but I just needed that less serious thing, and you definitely provided that with your just all your little catchphrases. They never leave you, do they? And obviously I had other people in the house that would come to drama with me. I'm still in touch with at least one of those people. We had a lovely chat on the phone the other day. So yeah, I came along and got stuck in. I was really nervous when I first started coming, and then those the chair game, I can't even remember what it's called, when you're sat around and someone in the middle says, who's walked for 5 minutes to get here, and you stand up in the chair.
Anyone who,
that's it. Yeah, so that's
anyone who's never flown, anyone who's got a dog, anyone who's got a tattoo.
A really great way to get to know people and to also give information about yourself without actually having to interact with people too much, because I wasn't nervous. Even though I'm quite a confident person now, I was quite inside myself when I came in. And yeah, and it was just that icebreaker, you know. And then I started to get to know more people around in the sort of recovery scene here, and before I knew it, I was getting asked to, you know, put myself up for a part for the Little Gnomes gig that we did, and I
Yeah.
have a very vague memory of it. The pictures, I look at it and I see, yeah, I'm definitely in
Yeah.
that, but I was
It was,
so
it was one of the first things we did, actually, Holly. You must have been there right from near the start, because we were
right.
invited by Shekinah to go and do some drama at their Grow Fest festival. Do you remember that?
That's right.
And
Yeah,
so
I
we all
do.
went, we all went dressed up as gnomes. We'd written that sketch about, it was about refugees, wasn't it? About these gnomes coming in from other gardens,
Oh,
and
yeah.
some of the gnomes getting all arsey. So it was like a sort of a fun, it was a fun little piece, but it had quite a serious message.
Serious
And
meaning.
then of course you were in Black Comedy and you were fab. I mean, that was a big deal, actually, because it was the first community drama production we did. We did 4 nights, 2 casts, alternating, and such a great part you played. You played Brinsley's girlfriend, didn't you?
I did. And there
And the
was
whole
so
thing was in
many
the
things.
dark.
Oh, so much that I found stressful about it, like learning all the lines. So my memory is better now, but back then I
Yeah,
couldn't retain information. So that was like a really big
big deal.
responsibility for me. And I had to pretend to kiss Brinsley, which I just went bright red. I couldn't even cope with the embarrassment of doing a pretend kiss in front of anyone. And I had his wife or partner in the same play. I just thought, no, this isn't right, but we did it. And actually we're really close now. We get on great, all of
Yeah,
us. So
yeah, it's really good.
lasting friends off the back of that,
Yeah,
definitely.
really good. But the interesting thing about obviously the 12-step program and the recovery program is that obviously you go through the steps one by one, and then there's the one about service and giving back. Now that was a massive thing for you, wasn't it, Holly? Because you started like volunteering. Do you want to just tell us a little bit, because that's what in a way drew you away from us, because you then from on the back of that were offered a job, which is fab. Can you tell us a little bit about how that happened?
Yeah, I'd love to. I think it's played down so much, but the importance of volunteering for me. So I didn't ever hold a job down. I didn't have a career. I trained as a beautician in school because that was the easiest thing to do. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I'd had jobs for 3, maybe 6 months. And then I was totally unemployable when I came into recovery. So I knew I needed to build my skills up, and I needed something to put on my CV. And so, I started with, God, where did I start? I started at Blue Cross. So what a beautiful little volunteer role that was. I used to be a kitten socializer. So I would sit with the kittens and read them books. And I did think that I was going to be able to go and play with them, but they're so nervous because they've been rescued. They didn't want to be played with. They were terrified, and you read to them so they get used to humans' kind of voices and stuff. And what I found with that, even though it was really lovely to be around kittens and cats, because I love cats, I found that I was too on my own a lot of the time, and the cats don't answer back. And I wanted a little bit more interaction because, as an ex-addict, or a current addict still, my head, I talk to myself in my head, and I can tell myself a lot of weird stuff. So I need to bounce my thoughts off other people. So I went into Animals in Distress charity shop for a little while, which was a beautiful journey. I've got an amazing couple of amazing friends off the back of being there, and it was fun. I just picked out what I wanted, but just put it to one side so that I got some stuff cheap as well, and that was really good. And so that taught me sort of cashier skills, because they put me on the tills. They actually trusted me, and that was the thing. Nobody trusted me when I was in active addiction, so to be trusted with that was a big deal for me, and I showed up, I was on time, and I came. And then I heard about, I don't know what it was that made me go up to the hospital, but I knew about the League of Friends. I knew that they ran a cafe up there because I was always up that hospital. In my addiction, I've been in lots of hospitals all over the country for one reason or another. And I just really felt like I wanted to, repay my debt, I suppose, to the NHS specifically. So I went in and I did some cafe work with them, and what a lovely bunch of ladies. They really were such nice ladies. I'm still in touch with a couple of them. And then one day I was serving tea to somebody over the counter, and this girl that I went to school with, she was there, and she said, "Oh, you know, if you're looking for volunteer work, you should come down to A&E because they have befrienders down in A&E." And I said, "Oh wow, that would be a great foot in the door," because I already knew that I wanted to work there. I knew that's what I wanted to do, something in healthcare and with people. So I went down there, introduced myself to the lady down in charge of that department, and she let me be a befriender for a while. And then I heard about the lifestyles team, and that's when I started working with I was in contact with Simon Acton, who is my manager now. And I didn't go straight from being a volunteer and on the lifestyles team to being a worker at Walnut Lodge. There was a big period of time where I was in recruitment doing an apprenticeship. So I went away and got a business admin MVQ, so a bit more education. I got my maths, English and ICT up to scratch because I didn't really pass any of those in school.
This is fab, Holly.
Yeah, so much has happened, you know,
Yeah.
and now
Oh
I'm
my gosh.
where I am.
And then, of course,
Yeah.
you've got, and tell us how you got the job at Walnut Lodge, because for people who don't know, a lot of guys are signposted to us from Walnut Lodge. It's
Mhm.
the local drug and alcohol centre, isn't it?
It is, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm on the alcohol team there, which, is. I won't even go into how challenging the job can be sometimes. It's, you know, I care a lot. I care deeply about it. But I got into it because I noticed, because obviously I was in recruitment, so I was seeing all the adverts, and some of the girls in the department would say, "Oh, look, Holly, this is, you know, this might be good for you." And I read it through, and it said on um, the person's specification that they were welcoming people who might not have trained as sort of social workers or psychotherapists or whatever. They had personal experience as something that they would consider. And I thought, you know what? It's only a 9-month contract, but I just have to try it. I
Yeah.
have to try it to see if I'm any good at it, or see if this is the way that my career is going to go. And so I went for it, and you know, they were really supportive. I got the job, obviously, and I've been there a year, so my contract was extended, and I do believe that they would extend it again. You know, I've been told.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah.
Holly. Well, I tell you, it's so fab to hear this, and I think it gives great hope to a lot of people, because I remember you when you came in, and bless you, you were such a lovely person, but you were so ill, and we could see
Mm.
that. And you know, you'd sometimes be on the sidelines of things when you first came in, but then you started to throw yourself in. And I look at you today, and I tell you, it just makes my heart glad, you know, to see that actually recovery is possible, transformation is possible. What would you say to some of our guys who are perhaps like where you were 5 years ago? What, if you could give them any advice or a word of encouragement, what would you say, particularly perhaps to the ladies, some of the girls we've got?
If I could say anything, I'd say that use everything that is offered to you, take and use it. You know, any phone numbers of people that are in recovery that are saying, actually, you can ring me if you want, take it, do it. If you can get involved in drama, if you can get involved in radio, if you can get involved with volunteer work, do it, because it's only going to pay off. You might do something you don't like, and then you never have to do it again. But if you don't try, you're never going to know.
Exactly.
And you can go from someone that has no direction and don't really know what, you don't know yourself. When you're in active addiction for a long time, you don't even know who you are, but you can discover who you are by trying new things, and before you know it, you're doing something you never even thought was possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would say.
Oh, bless you, Holly. Well, oh my gosh, it's so lovely to see you today, and thank you so much for joining us. And
Thanks for asking.
it's just lovely to see you looking so well, and you know, you've got a lovely partner, and you know,
I
your
do.
job's going well. You know, and you've got your car and your flat, and you know,
All stuff.
it's just such a joy to see it. So, Holly, thank you so much for joining us today, and keep in
Thank
touch,
you.
and you know, let us know you know, how things are going. And you
I
know,
will.
you must
Unleashed
come
will
to
always
you must
have.
come to our 7th birthday in September, where we're having a great big shindig. And we're making this film, we're going to premiere it, and we're going to lay on like refreshments. And anyone who's been anything to do with Unleashed in the past is going to be invited. And oh my gosh, you're going to be at the front of the list for that. I'll tell you that now.
Ah, thank you. I was going to say, Unleashed will always be a part of me, and you guys will always have, you know, a place in my heart, as it were. So sorry to sound cheesy, but you will, because you guys helped so much, and you gave me a little bit of a lift in those times I really, really needed it.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful to all of you for that.
Bless you. Well, bless you, Holly, and we will see you again. But take care, and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Martin. Take care.